Hi, my name is Artus Frank. You're watching Liberian's #1 entertainment network, Liroviatv.
Welcome to the show. My name is Frank from Liroviatv. I am live with our guest today. Big superstar, Nollywood superstar from Ghana, Frank Artus. Frank Artus, it's great to have you here today.
Thank you very much, Francis.
All right, your fans has been in our inbox. They have been posting questions. They want you to answer.
Okay.
So today we'll just go through some of the questions because there's so many questions out there that you want to ask. We can't go through all of them, but we're going to pick them on them and ask Artus Frank. So the screen had introduced, the silver screen had introduced Frank Artus to the whole world.
Yeah.
But for some of those viewers out there who don't know you, to our listeners, who is Frank Artus?
Well, firstly, I would say I'm honored to be here, live on Liroviatv. This is a site that I've always encouraged, a Liberian site, and I say Liroviatv. I love that for you guys. Well, Frank Artus is a normal person. He's an actor. He's a family man. He's a friend. He's a brother. So I think he's as normal as you are. So, and he's a Liberian also. So I think you can put your 1 or 2 pieces together and know that Frank Artus is a human. Just like you.
Well, speaking of normal, you're not a normal person because when you go in the street, people actually stop and, want to autograph and all that stuff. Now, talk about you coming from Ghana or Africa to here in America. How's that changed fans-wise? How do fans treat you over here?
I think it's basically the same. It's just the little difference with me and others is the fact that when people get to wait for you, then you see yourself as a star.
Right.
You understand? I think when you have people waiting for you, then you realize that the reason they're waiting is because you are special. And that's when I get to that point, where I realize that I'm a special person. But it's not much difference because in Africa, similar stuff like this happen, in America it happened, I mean, it's all over the place. So it's not much different from me, so I still see it as being normal. Yeah, being normal.
Well, here's another question another viewers ask. Are you a Liberian? Because there's always a debate when it comes to that.
Yeah, and most people always think I'm a Ghanaian, I'm a Nigerian, I'm a Liberian. No, I'm from this, I'm from that. In the truth, I'm a Liberian. I'm a Liberian from 1 to 100. I'm a Liberian.
Not 50, but 100%.
Not 50, 100%. Okay?
Okay, what is your mission here in the United States? Are you transitioning to, let's say, Hollywood? Because I think that's a lot on people's mind when they saw the picture of you in Hollywood, California.
Okay.
And you were supposed to host a show with Jackie from Basketball Wife. How was that? Did you get to meet her?
Okay. Let's talk about NAFCA first. NAFCA is the Nollywood African Critics Award, and it was held in this year, September 13. I came in from Africa purposely for the award and to do my tour, so people can say use one stone to kill 2 birds. So that's what I did, and then I came in for the awards, but I guess I was late to host the award, but I was able to meet with my co-host, like Jackie, Amber, and Phoenix Rose, and all the rest of the team. I met with them, but I got there just a little bit late.
So you missed out.
Yes, I really couldn't host, but I did something, I just came on, but I wouldn't call that a host because it was at a dying end.
Right.
You understand? So that was for NAFCA, and then when I left NAFCA on the 15th of September, I came into Philadelphia to start my tour. Okay. So the tour actually picked up on the 4th of October. Yeah, the 4th of October we picked up the tour. We started from Minnesota, we went to Philadelphia, Ohio, North Carolina, name them, Delaware.
So a lot of states.
A lot of states. I think we've gone across 10 different states so far since I came in. 10 different states from one client having shows. It's either a show, a movie, a meeting with the business partner, people that we're trying to work on a project together here or something. But it started from there, and we got through with that when we left Houston last week Thursday. Last week Thursday. So as it is right now, I'm preparing to wrap up and get back to Africa.
So are you coming next year?
Obviously, I'm coming next year because I have a lot of projects waiting for me next year. I'm a promoter / manager at Liroviatv Entertainment in America here. He has put up a whole lot of new projects and new strategies that we're coming up with. And I guess this 2015 is going to be much better than what you understand. So back to your question.
Then Hollywood, are you trying to make it into Hollywood?
Yeah, I have a project actually for Hollywood. So I've done that project. What was that? October 4th, when I was about starting my tour. But then I think it was during the snow time and everything. So the producer told me that they're going to sustain everything the next year. So when I come next year, after February, March, we're going to start a project. And I'm keeping my finger crossed. I don't normally say my prospects, but I have to say this because of the sake of Liroviatv and Liberia. So they get to know, you get to know where you're heading to. I didn't just come to America because I have to do a project. I'll promote the image, promote my name and the image of my country where I'm from. So we are indeed working on something huge from Hollywood.
Okay, that's great. Speaking of Liberia, another fan wanted to know, what is your big plan for Liberia or the entertainment industry?
No, when it comes to Liberia, I don't think people should look at Artus Frank to promote the industry. That's something we all get it wrong. Artus Frank has set a name for himself. God forbid I'm off today, I still have that name. It's there. It's there. You understand? So I think Liberians should be able to support
their own. Alright, speaking of Liberia, people really want to know, what's your big plan for Liberia or the film industry?
Okay, I think I've come across this question 1,000 times, and I always tell people it shouldn't be like the fact that Artus Frank is out there as far as movies concerned in Liberia. He's out there, he's trying to wave the flag of Liberia. It means that Artus Frank should be the one that's going to promote the industry in Liberia. Yes, Artus Frank is going to definitely contribute to that.
For me, do you understand me? Stay with me! Stand up!
But even if Artus Frank try to do that, and Liberians are not being supportive, are not ready to promote their own, means that our efforts are just being wasted. I give you an example. In India, Indians don't need Africa to sell a movie. When was the last time we had an Indian actor coming to Africa to say, oh, Shah Rukh Khan from Bollywood came to visit Africa and you go buy my movies? They don't come. Indians buy their Indian movies,
of course,
and enjoy their movies.
And African buy their movies too.
And the second richest actor right now is from India in the whole world. Google it. His name is Shah Rukh Khan. He's the second richest actor. He's from India. So what I'm trying to say is that if Liberians learn the idea of promoting their own, what belongs to them, then we know where we're going. I know we had some shows on my tour that didn't turn out right, which we least expected. My promoter and myself, we least expected. We expected 1,000, a huge crowd of Liberians, but Liberians didn't turn out. You understand? So if Liberians are not willing to do this and promote their own, you can't depend on one person to do it. It's a collective thing. Ghanaians stay in the movies that are sold in Ghana right now. There are even movies from Kumasi. The local movie sells more than the English movies rather. And the local actors are being paid very well. They don't need to come out of Ghana to be a star. They are a star within the country. If Liberia, we are 3-point-something million people, even if 1 million people are buying Liberian's movies, actors will be paid well.
Of course.
Musicians will sing their song and get them out. They can buy their own car, drive their own car. They don't need to come out of Liberia to become a star.
That's true.
And we always do this. Most artists that leave Liberia will come out of Liberia. It's not a smooth ride. You cannot come in another man's country and you expect to be bread and butter for you. No way. No way. So most times it's always good when you're in your place. It's easier for you. I mean, this is your country. You're comfortable. You understand? If you get your house and your car, I mean, you're cool. You're a star, you're a star. At least you're recognized in the country. When you have an award ceremony, you go. When those of your movies, or Liberian movies that have good substance, has good picture quality and everything, leaves Liberia and come out for international tour, international awards and festivals, then you found out that actors from Liberia are coming out of Liberia. So we really don't need to what's it called? To come leave Liberia, come and sink greener pasture in other countries before we can be true. But nevertheless, God has blessed some of us through other countries like Ghana and Nigeria. Someone like me, I must be highly, so much appreciated to Ghana and Nigeria, because without these two countries, I'm not Artus Frank.
Of course.
Okay, when I started acting Liberians, people didn't even know I was Liberian, but they were patronizing me. So most people thought I was even from Nigeria. I'm an Igbo boy. So they're like, oh, that's an Igbo boy, I like the way he acts, I like the way he does this and that. So, you know, what I'm trying to say in short is that there's just a little, the stuff with my nationality has been a bit complex. So because people don't know where to place me, everybody took me.
Yes, accepted.
And accepted me. You get? So until I can come out to say I'm a Liberian and this and that, and they know where I actually belong. So because of that, it took me 2 years to be worldly known. I was known worldwide. I won't say worldwide, but in those countries that have African movies.
You were popular.
I became very popular within 2 years. Other actors took years. Do you understand? 10, 15, 5, with so many years. I took 2 years because people really didn't know where to place me. So back to Liberia. Liberia, we need to come up together. If you see a Liberia product, I don't care how insignificant that product can be. I don't care how stupid that product looks, excuse me for my language, but let us buy it, let us promote it, because it starts from somewhere. I remember back in the days we used to watch Diabolo, back in the days. So, but now nobody can produce Diabolo from Ghana or Nigeria.
Wait, speaking of Diabolo, is a Ghanaian movie?
I think it should be a Ghanaian movie.
Yeah, of course.
You understand? So Ghanaians are not producing that kind of movie anymore. So back in the days, there were movies in Liberia like Two Years a Crowd, like Benu Sudan, that like Balawala, all those ones. So at that time we started. If we had continued to now, I mean, you know what would have been by now. But still, we cannot blame it all on the war. The war has come, it has passed. What are Liberians doing now? Do you understand? Some of us are fortunate to leave Liberia and come out by the grace of God. Other people from other countries were able to accept us, and boom, we are here. Okay, what are Liberians still doing? But I tell you something, if I, Artus Frank, was the only actor in Ghana or from Nigeria, I can imagine what would have happened to the industry in Liberia by now. But then everybody asks, what are you doing for Liberia? What are you doing for Liberia? Okay, I'm doing mine I can do. You understand? I didn't just come out from heaven and I don't have no family, no friends, no children, no nothing. I have my own responsibility. I have to pay my own bills. Do you understand? So I can work and invest in one thing. Do you understand? So when I'm working, I work for a family, I work for a project. Alright, I went to Liberia, I shot a movie, I did this, got Liberian artists together. I'm going back. One of the reasons I'm here because for my tour is to do my tour, whatever thing I raise from there, add it to the project I'm shooting around place and go back to Liberia, open a production studio. You understand? So the production studio is gonna be there. I just spoke with Fred Ashanti Kotoko today. We just spoke.
He's a Ghanaian.
He's a Liberian who based in Ghana. He's a very good writer. Very good writer. He writes well. Yes. So I spoke with him today and I told him, I said, listen, we all need to come together. We have to come. Whatever place you are. You're a writer, come. You know how to do sound, come. You know how to do DOP, come. You know how to do light, come. Let us come together. I'm trying to bring them together. And then we move into Liberia. And move into Liberia, then we start what we can do. Let us start something. Let people start seeing what are those good substance and Liberian product. Because nobody knows the need of Liberia. Oh boy, it's too good to come from Liberia. People ask everywhere to come from Liberia. You understand? So I think this Liberia is a collective thing. It's not more about Artus Frank.
Not only the fact that you made it big, but Liberian too. I think some of who knew you before you became Artus Frank in the Nollywood film industry, they actually buy a lot of African movies, especially I would say, let's say about roughly 70% to 80% of Liberian. They buy Nollywood movies. So I think they place you there in a sense, if you're looking at it. So I like the fact, I like your idea, I love the movement, and have you contacted anybody here in the state, as far as you contacting Fred and the other people, have you done that over here too? To get some of the producer, directors and...
Well, I don't know much people around here, but if you call Bobby Valentino, I talked to Bobby. I told Bobby this idea, I shared my idea with him. Hey bro, let's come together, let's work out something, let's go back to Liberia and the industry there. And I think that's my message to most of my Liberians around. If any one of them are hearing me, they will know that I've told them this.
That's great.
Yeah, I always say that to them. You understand? So we all have to work together. Liberians watch Nollywood movies a lot, this and that and that. Nollywood, they are industry that you cannot beat. They are people, they are built to be the mother of industry. So even if you act in somewhere else and you've not acted in Nollywood, it's like you've not acted in your career. You understand? So those are places you have to be. But what we're trying to say is that every country, the last time I was in Cameroon and we had a workshop there with the information minister, and then they wanted to do a project. So they were trying to get other actors from other countries to come to the country and do a project. And not just one project, but projects they want to do. So in other words, what the information minister did, she went to work, she got 2014 musical equipments for the musicians, artists. Now she's going to work to get 2014 equipments for actors. So in other words, they try to bring out the industry, but since they are novice, they don't have an idea yet of the industry, they want to incorporate other people
who is familiar with that. So speaking of that, just hold on right there. Speaking of that, what about Liberia? Do we have some, I would say, government officials who are willing to buy into that, in the entertainment industry, that willing to invest into it?
Let me tell you something. The only one politician I know that have interest into entertainment is George Manawiya. George Weah. He's the only person that I know that have that. This is the only person that I've related with. He's the only person that I have sat down and talked with, and he's the only person who has interest in entertainment. Now, apart from that, if Liberians, let's leave the politicians, but if Liberians themselves cannot come together and boom entertainment into Liberia, one of the fastest ways that Liberia can be known internationally is through entertainment. Our record, we have We have breaking records on news, on CNN, everything, but they're not good records.
That's true.
We have breaking records. Oh, yes, Liberia, oh, my brother was in the fought country for 16 years. Fought war for 16 years. It's a breaking record. Ebola history. They're nothing positive. When are we going to get something positive out of this country? Everybody in Liberia right now is fighting for politics. The directions on politics. I don't think it's all about politics. Let us think outside the box. And how do we get outside the box? Sorry to say, but most of our people, our education system is not as good as other countries.
That's true.
But we are active. We have what it takes. What we see people do. A Liberian can come here and stay in America for 6 months and he will speak like American will never believe it is.
We easily adapt to culture, I think.
Easily.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So with all the kind of talents and things that we see, many days are going to when I go to Liberia, I see talents that has been wasted on the streets. Talents. So that's now I think to myself, I'm like, I think the best way out of this is entertainment.
Of course.
If we all redirect our focus and attention towards entertainment for Liberians and Liberia, you will find out that development will come faster.
Of course.
Because every entertainer in Liberia wants to build a house, have a car. Every entertainer in Liberia wants to have some business story. And then you find out that development start to come to the country gradually, from that perspective.
Not only the investor will come in as well.
Investors. Because if I have an industry where I can easily pull my colleagues from Ghana and Nigeria there, they are feeling free to come over and work and do fine.
Right.
But not when Ebola is there, I'm talking to Jackie. Jackie, can you come and do a movie for me? How can she come? You understand? So we have to really come together as Liberian. It's not individual. I remember back in the years, there's a production company that went to Liberia. It's called, what was it? Oasis. Oasis. Daddy Langford had this company called Oasis. And everything was in the company. We had grain, we had track. It was our first time seeing this kind of equipment and stuff. But what happened eventually? The company collapsed. Why? Because Liberians were not willing to work with this man as a team. Everybody was coming for the interest. Somebody took their money, their sweat, and brought that to them. You didn't invest into it. All you need to do is to make it standard. Something that you can benefit from. As long as you are looking at it as your own. I could open a studio in Liberia tomorrow. And then the next day, the following year or so, you found different stories that come up from it. But when Liberians invest into this thing, they will see to it that this thing worth keeping, because it's making things happen for us in this country. Things are really happening. Now Liberian films are selling in Liberia. People are just shooting, they take a low camcorder and shoot some comedy and stuff like that. And Liberians are liking it. But do you know the good news? The good news is because flight is not coming to Liberia to bring Ghanaian and Nigerian movies. What happens when flights are coming? Will they still buy the movies? That's my prayer. Will they still continue to buy the movies? Because as long as they can continue buying the movies, we are good.
So how can Liberian continue to have the movie on the shelf? Because that's one thing that's lacking when I went back home. Liberian movies are not on the shelf.
Good.
Where do you find Liberian movies?
Liberian movies are there. But do you know what happened? If a producer produced this movie, he managed to produce the movie. He has managed to edit the movie. Then finally, he managed to go and show it to Rivoli. Well, Rivoli is charging him X amount of money. And he managed to print the mass production after he has traveled to Nigeria. They took him like 1 month to go travel to Nigeria and come back to get the movie done. At the end of the day, when the movie comes on the market, he's only selling 100, 200, 300 copies. he has not made his money. So you go in the house, you see the movie is there like this to his house because nobody is buying it.
Because Nigerian and Ghanaian movie is on the
Has
shelf.
dominated it. And it's not their fault. Before Ghana came into the place, Ghanaian movies came out, like Nigerian movies were there. But why are people buying Ghanaian movies? It's because Ghana continue producing movies, they continue to do good movies and they're coming out. Now people are even people love going for Ghanaian movies these days. You understand? And Nigerian movies are still selling. What a Ghanaian producer or Ghanaian stop, they are still producing. So even if like bro come out to produce movie, if like bro like she should stop producing movie, Nigerian movie will still be selling, Ghanaian will still be selling. So it doesn't stop us from doing what we're supposed to do. It's just for us to put our acts together and come up with creative thinking on how we can do it and meet up with the standard of them. Even if we can, if Nigeria is here, Ghana is here, even if Nigeria is here, with time we get here. It's a gradual process.
That's true.
But we are not seeing it like that. We're just seeing it as long as I can watch it. Hey, what kind of movie Artus not do here again? I beg you, yeah. See. Hey, Jim, you are a little boy. He can act. It's not a bad thing. He's your favorite actor. You can vote for him. It's not a bad thing. But what is the rationale behind it is that you're Liberian.
Right.
You need to promote this, to promote your industry. So when you're a Nigerian person sitting there having competition, you can tell them that he will tell you that I have an industry in my country. What do you have?
Exactly. Great. Tell me about your new movie, your new Liberian movie that you produced in Liberia. I think you had 2 movies so far.
Yeah.
And that's Red and
Drive. Yeah.
Quick, just give an overview about this.
Okay, the overview of Red and Drive. Red is is a movie, it's a campus story, and I think I shot Red in Ghana, and I used some Liberians and Ghanaians.
Okay.
Yeah, but Red is on the internet right now. It's called Deep Affection. You can watch Red on the internet. It's called Deep Affection on Liroviatv. Red is there now. Abiba Wade is in that movie. Hardy Whitney is Magnus Bros, Bill Myers, Christopher K, and one or two other persons are there. So like Nigerians and Ghanaians and Liberians movie. Then we go to Drive. Drive are all Liberians movie. I took Drive. I went down to Liberia to shoot a movie. And that movie, I could have brought some artists from outside, but I just want to do all Liberians.
All Liberians.
Yes, and I'll try to incorporate other ideas of Liberians ever since I left the industry. I think ever since I left Liberia, it's my first hit back to Liberia, so I needed to bring the actors together. Let us do something mighty in it. So that's how we did Drive, and Drive will be premiered here next year. Drive should have been premiered here this year, but I left everything in Ghana. So we're going to do the premiere next year here. My promoter and myself we're working on the venue, date, time, and everything. Working on the Drive will be premiere here. I think maybe 2, if not 2 or 3 states in America. Drive will premiere here. Then I'm trying as much as possible to get other Liberian actors that acted in the movie to come on board, so we can get to relate to our actors. It's not just about actors, you understand? And other actors are there, other good actors, maybe some other actors that even cute or that even acts better than Artus Frank. It's not all about Artus Frank. There are other actors we need to watch out for. They are there, but I don't want to be the one to overshadow actors. Okay, fine. The name is there. I've built it first, fine. But they are there. Those are good actors too that you need to look out for, male and female. You understand? In Liberia and in America, Liberians are here. It's not all about me. My own concern is let us promote what we have. Let us pick interest in that which is ours.
Okay. So great. Your fans want to know, and it's this question I want to know myself. What is your relationship with Vicker? Because both of you are Ghanaian, live in Ghana, and make it big out of Ghana, but you have Liberian descendants. So how is your relationship in Nollywood?
I think over the years I've met Van like 2 times. 2 times. the first time I met Van, he really didn't know me. So I guess the reception was not very important. But the second time I met him, we sat down, the gentleman, and we talked. And I think ever since I've not seen him, I've not really related to Van. So I think our relationship stops at, or begins at where we met one-on-one, talk. And once upon a time, I called him out when I was trying to get his back on some, these imposters of Facebook and whatever.
Right.
That was. But apart from that, I think we have a very good relationship.
Okay.
Except the fact that we've not worked together, do a project. No.
Do you see it as a future?
Yeah. That's something that I intend to do. I even want to get I have a story already prepared for that. Eddie Watson is a Liberian, Judah Abraham, and Van and myself. I want all of us to do a project and incorporating other Liberians that are not known.
Yeah.
You understand? But I want these 4 faces, we'll just come together and do a project. Just do a project, even if they're not going to be in the project fully, just be more like a guest appearance for me, just to help boost the industry up in Liberia. You understand? That's my point. I have the story, it's really there, everything is in Ghana.
Okay.
So I'm working on both. Ben and myself, we have a very good relationship.
Okay. That's for the answer the rumors that these two are in competition. So thank you so much for being on the show with us. We really love you at Liroviatv. Please stop back again and get us a hint on what's going on with you. We always want to know what you're doing with your next project. And thank you, viewers who asked the question. He answered. See you here next time on Liroviatv. Check us out on Facebook and our website, Liroviatv.
Okay, before we go, Liroviatv, sorry, I would like to say this to my fans out there on the social network. Please follow me on Liroviatv. Just go Liroviatv. You will see my page, you will see things you need to follow me on. Forget about other people that are coming to you. I get bored and tired with the fact that someone inboxed me or message and say, "Are you the real Frank?" Of course, if I was a fake one, I wouldn't say I'm fake. You need to know that. I will tell you, yes, I'm real. So just guys, follow up. If you want to know an artist, if he's your fan, if you are his fan, follow him up very well. And you will get to know who you need to send money to and why you're sending money to this person. And I've never asked anybody for money. So don't go out there and tell me that you send money to this person or you send that stuff to that person. Somebody attacked me in Liberia. Physically, she attacked me. That I robbed her. I did this and that. I didn't even know what was going on. So I don't want all this kind of stuff to be happening to me. And then tomorrow somebody will say Artus is rude or Artus is aggressive. I'm not aggressive, but I think we all need to both be appropriate.
And we gotta be aware of the scam. There's a lot of scam out there.
But
on Liroviatv will give you the official site of the artist. So stay tuned. Check us out on Liroviatv. They're all exclusive, okay? Until next time, we'll see you here. Bye-bye.
love you.